Hey there, EO Orange County. Today, we are talking about how to attract and convert high ticket prospects on LinkedIn and get them to self select, choose you, choose your business without spending a penny on ads or automation and without being spammy or salesy. That's the goal. And this is like one little section of our 10-day AI marketing blueprint if you're interested. But here it is. So how do you track people, especially if you have a high ticket service or even product? An unexpected place to start is actually with a poll. Why a poll? Because most people just jump in and start spamming people. And it's like interrupting people at a party. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that at all. And they're going to shoo you away from the party. But what do people like at a party? What do people like? They like to be asked their opinion. They like to tell you how smart they are. They like to tell you what they think about different topics. So what we found is starting with a hook, starting with what they want is a great way to start the process rolling. And we start with polls because right now LinkedIn is loving polls, still loving polls. It increases engagement on your site. It increases algorithm boost. It boosts the algorithm, so it shares with a lot of people. You get market insights on what people like and what people don't like. You get networking opportunities because you start connecting with way more people and making a much bigger impact. And it's effortless interaction. So let me show you what I mean. So this is just an example of a poll I did. I belong to lots of different groups. I'm constantly polling these groups and asking for their opinion and building relationships. One of the things I do is, this would be an example of a poll, LinkedIn poll for the leadership development group. And I asked, what's the most critical trait for effective leadership? And I got 906 votes, 20,000 plus impressions, and tons of traction. You say, well, why is that so good? What does that matter? Well, you could, first of all, you can start to see who is voting. So 441 people said empathy. And I can start to scroll through there and see, there's an automotive client. Or, there's a client who could use my 10-day AI marketing blueprint. So I look for people that I might have a connection with. I take 2 minutes to scan this stuff. And now my VA is doing a lot of this. And I've given her the exact type of avatar and persona who I'm looking for. But you can see the results of the poll. And that enables you to understand what problems exist and the people that are interacting with it. If there's an industry specific poll with a customer pain point, you can identify them and actually reach out to them. So I said, just on mine, controversial debate, is AI killing traditional marketing? A lot of people said it can't replace human touch. And so I actually invite them to one of my workshops and say, maybe it can replace human touch. Let me show you where it can. And I get a ton of these people coming to my workshops or getting like day one of my AI blueprint and then buying my course for their marketing teams and stuff like that. So I can invite people into the conversation. But you can see how popular some of these things are and get people to self-select into your funnel and start to work these people, work the connections with the people. What after that? You can send a personalized connection request. And by doing this, you can add them to your LinkedIn account. Right now, I'm getting about a 70% connection rate. And my secret formula is literally adding a note. And I'll show you how to do it outbound in a second. But by simply saying, hey, Glenn, saw that you're a fellow member of EO and are connected to David, and I pick a mutual connection. So how would that apply to you? Most of the time, you'll be able to see a mutual connection and you have a mutual group. If you join a handful of industry groups, you'll be able to say, hey, I see you're connected to Amit Katari, and you're also a member of this leadership group. Great to connect. Super simple. And that's not spammy. That's not salesy. And you haven't spent a dime on ads by just referencing two things. I don't do this anymore. I teach my VAs how to do it. And then they say, hey, name, I saw that you're a part of this community and you're connected to mutual connection. Boom. We have a 70% connect rate. So now you're connected to 70% of the people you're connecting with. Here is the process. I'll jump on over the process. And I'll give you this link. I'll drop this on my Dropbox. But I create polls. I track the poll participants. And then I send my personalized connection request, just like I said right there. And then I invite them to discuss collaborations. I'll invite them to my free workshop. I'll say, hey, great. So glad we're connected. Once they do connect, I'll say, hey, if you're interested in AI, learning more about it, my free workshop. And I actually developed a bunch of 4 or 5 different AI responses that if they respond in a certain way, my VA can go in super personal. I even do like BTW, by the way, wondering if. I don't do formal messages and I don't say, struggling with this and struggling with that, but we can help you. So super personalized messages back to them. And then this is the process. I send them the request, connection request, then a thank you message. I actually change this thank you message because I don't say, thank you for connecting. I'm Scott Impringham with AI Bootcamp. I just say, hey, thanks so much. So glad we're connected. If you're ever interested in a free training, I do these workshops, click here. If you're ever interested in just getting 1 day of my 10-day module for absolutely free, no charge, and you're interested in AI and you're thinking about getting it for your teams, check it out. And then I'll get like a 25% click through on that. They'll either take me up on the free workshop or they'll take me up on the free day. Just like if you're watching this, you now go, you know what I'm doing and I'm offering value and it feels better for me. And then we make genuine connections. Then my VA actually collects that contact information, and when and where appropriate, we'll then copy and paste that into an email, and we'll pop over an email and say, hey, I saw that we were connected. If you're ever interested in doing this, check out my free workshop. Here's day 1 of my 10-day AI bootcamp, and feel free to connect. So we've got a little process here. I've updated this a little bit, but it's already a 6-minute video. You get the idea. The idea is to start with a poll. If you'd like more information on really cool prompts for polls, well, then come to one of my workshops or get my 10-day AI bootcamp for your team. We walk you through the entire process of all those prompts, of all the response prompts. So you just copy, paste, and personalize. That's an example of the poll. There's the process. Here's exactly the polls. There's a strategy for polls. Look how dirt simple this is. So we teach this in my bootcamp, but here's like the kind of the bottom line. In polls, make it one line because that's all you can see in LinkedIn, right? If you're looking at a LinkedIn poll, check this out. You can only see that top line. So LinkedIn poll for the Leadership Development Group. I updated my process now where I ask the question in the very first line. Facing year-end crunch in construction, what's your biggest hurdle? Then they can see that. And again, I've got a prompt, character counts, all that stuff. If you're interested, join one of my workshops or check out the 10-day AI bootcamp. But it's like you can see that line and those hashtags. That's all you can see. So there's a strategy for the polls that we use where there's one line, hashtags, and then you have another line, which is in the actual poll itself. 30 characters is a limitation for polls. So you got to have 30 characters in there. And we go through all the polls. So you get the idea. 5-step process right here. And then we also have one other thing. I'll send this. We also do this. We also have a step 1 for an outbound step 1. So we will sort. I'll have my VA go into LinkedIn, and every day she sends out 25 connection requests, genuine connection requests. Hey, I see you're a part of this group. I belong to lots of different groups. I see you're a part of this group. I see you're connected to so-and-so. It'd be awesome to connect. Super simple, not salesy, not spammy, nothing else. And we show genuine connection. If you know Amit and you know Jet Cutler or you know Steve Wilkes, then it's awesome. Then we know each other and it doesn't feel schmarmy. But that's it. If you'd like to learn more, check out our bootcamp. And if you like this, give me a holler. Let me know that you liked it, or let me know you didn't like it, or give me some suggestions because I can always do better. Thanks so much. I'll post this to the group and rock and roll. Have a great weekend.